Hello and welcome to the Hearts That Sing webinar. So grateful for all of you showing up today. I am so grateful. Thank you. Could you just let me know that you're getting everything? That the technology is working? Yes. Okay, great. Thank you and welcome. Where your life begins to change for the better today. Yes, today your life will begin to change. I promise you. Let us begin with the big heart question. The heart is a very important part of our body, not just the physical heart, but the energetic heart, and that's where I come in. And that's where I come in by asking you what makes your heart sing, and is your heart singing? This is the first thing I ask on my website, and I ask it because I ask it of myself daily. What makes your heart sing? And if you're on this webinar, there must be something in your life that you're asking for. You're asking for more of. You're asking for a happier life. I'm asking for a happier life, and I continue to ask for that every day. I really do believe that ask and you shall receive is a truth. It is a um, it is a powerful law of the universe to ask for what you would like, and if you don't ask, then you'll never receive it, right? So, how to live a happier life, how to live a happier life without the worry, without the anxiety, and without the stress. Oh my God, we just live in a world where stress is emphasized. It is a continual day to day battle, really, not to get stressed out or to de stress, to get rid of that stress. It's exhausting. It's exhausting to live in this place. And unfortunately, too many of us do. So, we're surrounded by angst. I mean, just look at the nightly news and you'll see that reflected back at you. Your own, it's like an emotional roller coaster. Literally, I mean, not only do we have our own emotional roller coaster, we turn on the television and everything is actually designed to push your buttons, to look at the negative, to look at everything that's wrong. There isn't a joyous way of looking at life that is prominent, or rather that is mainstream in our world today. So I guess that's why I'm here. That's part of why I'm showing up and talking to you and getting you to maybe have a different point of view about your life, like that the little yellow smiley face in that picture, amidst the crowd, because oftentimes being happy in this world is kind of the oddball, if you will. Are you the oddball in your life? Well, let's start and really be the oddball, to step out of the box and not be like everybody else. We don't have to continue the miserable that you're surrounded by. Who is this for? It's for those of you who are overly sensitive. You know who you are. You're overly sensitive. You feel too much of the angst and the pain and the stuff going on around you. It's for the worry warts, the ones who are constantly in a state of worry, which is like, oh my God, will I be able to pay my bills? Oh my God, they have another shooter out in the streets. Oh my God, what am I going to do? It's for those of you who are constantly in anxiety mode, who are looking for the pill that can take away your anxiety. Which, I mean, trust me, I have been there. I suffered from anxiety, really bad anxiety, which I'll talk about more later. But there's nothing fun about anxiety. It is, I know some people may think, well, if you're anxious, that's good. It'll get you out there and it'll get you motivated to overcome your fears. And is that really true? I don't think so. For those of you who are shy, oftentimes people who are shy, they're very aware of everything that's going on, and they don't feel that they have a voice. And well, look at me. I have a voice. I know what it is to have a voice. I've been a professional singer for many years, and bringing out your voice is an important part to knowing who you really are, and who you are is important and vital. To those of you who are stressed out, stress is like the number one cause of illness on our planet today. The stress of, let's say, of primitive man was surviving day to day, and that fight or flight mechanism that protects you from the animals and lets you know when you have to fight to survive. Well, today we have stress. Stress is our fight. That is how we survive in the world, and it literally is depleting your adrenals. It's physically taking a toll on you. And I have some tools that can help you to bypass a lot of what is creating stress in your world, and of course that leads to a very unhappy group of human beings on this planet. And the unhappy leads to depression and the nervousness, and makes you literally the oddball, because you know that there's better, you know that there's more out there. So you try to be a little bit different, and then you get pushed down because you are the black sheep on the planet. And I applaud you. I applaud that you're here and that you're wanting to change something in your life, and that you're wanting to create something better, that you know there's something more. You know that there's something more. So this is for the ones who have attempted to change, who have attempted to step up and try different things, and go for stuff that isn't necessarily mainstream, but's becoming hopefully mainstream. You are the ones who can change the world. It is you being you that will affect change. And so the meditators, the one who literally take some time to be silent, take the time to release their energy, to unplug from the insanity of what this world has become on so many levels. Now, don't get me wrong; it's not all bad. Just the fact that you're showing up here shows me that there is hope, and that there are possibilities. There are always possibilities to recognizing that we always have choice, that you're never stuck in a no-choice universe, even though it may seem that way, even though it may seem that that you have to take pills, or you have to spend a fortune in different medical doctors. And by all means, if that's something that you really believe that you require, please continue to do that. This is not to take away from the medical world. This is actually to add to what they already do, and to perhaps lighten their load, so that they don't have to over medicate you with pills and medicines and whatever else it is that you think that you require. This is the time to step into more. And I'm just a part of that group of people, part of the body workers, the energy workers, the light workers, that are here to create something different, and to create a better and happier world. I mean, what would that look like? I keep asking that. So it's for those who are different, the ones who kind of don't fit in. It's for the ones who feel like they're a little bit weird because they are different. It's for the artist types who naturally are trying to express what this world is going through, and whatever those artists are going through, to be the great artists that they are designed to be, to express what most of the world just can't seem to express. It's for those who are dealing with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, or attention deficit disorder, or obsessive compulsive disorder. All of these new quote unquote illnesses, I call them different ways of being, as a result of this modern world that we live in, that includes the technologies. It includes the what we're doing to our food. It includes the over medication. It includes so many things that are happening to us on a genetic and DNA level. There's just a request and for a happier world, a happier life, and here I am to I'll give you some tools to help you get past that. And for those who are terminally ill, who are literally going through um, the, the toll of what that emotionally what that does to you. How can you, what tools can you use to be happier in this time of your life, and perhaps to maybe create a miracle? Hey, what would that look like? And so I am here to work with all of these kinds of people. And if that sounds like you, then thank you. You're in the right place. What is my target? What is my target in all of this? It's to guide people to lead happier lives and therefore create a much happier planet. I mean, because it spreads like wildfire when someone makes a choice to be happier. I believe that each individual has a responsibility to themselves to create the happy that they're seeking, to love what they do and do what they love. It sounds like a Beatles song, I know, right? And that's a question I ask. So what songs do you sing and listen to over and over? Because whatever you're repeating, because repetition is literally a wake-up call, and it really is a reminder to you of what it is you're creating, because what you're repeating in your head day to day is what you're creating in your life. And so the target is to get people to happy and therefore to create a happier world. Can you imagine it? I mean, I love this photograph. It looks like it's in Hawaii or something, but I mean, just look at the happy of these people. They're happy. And it's like there's a moment that's being created and captured in this photograph. And, what if the life you've always wanted is really, really possible? And what if you're not as screwed up as everyone says you are? When we're born, we have this tendency to buy into other people's points of view. I mean, that's how we create our world. So as we grow, we buy a lot of points of view. We buy beliefs. We buy programs. We buy data. As data. I'd like to use that word because it's a good computer word. It's a good technology word that we have. So we buy a lot of data, a lot of programs, and we get them from our parents. We get them from our clergy, from our rabbi, from our religious speakers. We get them from our teachers. We get them from our politicians. A lot of things we buy along the way, and a lot of things we give up along the way. Or like, well, certain things that just aren't working for you anymore. So we buy a lot of points of view from other people, from everyone else, and that's how we create our lives. That's how we determine who we are and how we're supposed to show up in the world, right? I mean, think about it. What have you bought from your parents? Like, a lot of our ideas or our lives are designed around, okay, before you cross the street, you look both ways. Now, that a lot of these ideas are created, or our belief systems are designed around our fear, designed around protecting ourselves. So you look both ways, so you know that you're not going to get hit by a car. But then you have an idea like, well, money doesn't grow on trees, and whose point of view is that? That is like a big idea around money that we have, and prevents us from creating money. Because what if you buy a farm and you grow oranges or you grow walnuts, and then money does grow on trees? But then you have people telling you who you are and how you're supposed to be, and how you're supposed to show up, and you buy it. You get a lot of gratuitous feedback from people, including your family, especially your family, on how you're not enough. You're not enough of this, you're not enough of that, that you have to do this or you have to do that. You have to, get your degree, or you have to become a lawyer, you have to become a doctor. I mean, they mean well, but unfortunately isn't always kind, and it isn't really talking to you. I mean, you. So I ask you, what would you like your life to look like? What would you like your life to feel like? Because, I mean, have you really asked these questions? Have you looked at your world and said, hey, wait a minute, what would I like my life to look like? I mean, what would that be like? What would it feel like? I mean, what neighborhood would you like to live in? What car would you like to drive? What restaurant would you like to eat in? What kind of foods would you like to eat? what toys would you like to have? You know, as adults, we don't think about our toys, even though electronics oftentimes are considered toys, or video games, or I don't know. If you love high heel shoes, there are women who have like collections of high heel shoes. Those are toys because they give you a certain comfort. They make you feel good. So what would it look like? What would you like your life to look like? I mean, you have to really start to plug in on an energy level, because there's a certain energy around how you feel. And when you plug into that energy, when you look at someone who's living the life that you would like to live, what is it about that life? What would that life feel like? What would it be like? And that's how you start to already step into a different way of being, a different way of showing up. So I am an international singer and recording artist, and I have worked in a lot of different modalities. How do you do? Pleasure to meet you. I got my degree at Boston University. I have a BFA in theater, so I've always been interested in human nature, to the point of really emotionally connecting to feelings and what they are, and all the whole spectrum of feelings. I have lived in Europe, lived in Italy for many, many years, and grew as a singer and my life, and grew as a young adult. When I moved back to the United States, I was heavily into the New Age world, and did a lot of soul searching. I found Access Consciousness and became a certified facilitator with Access Consciousness. And I use a lot of their tools in my work, which is extremely fast and wonderful. I am an Access Bars facilitator and an Access Energetic Facelift facilitator. And I also have worked with Reconnective Healing by Dr. Eric Pearl, and David Holsey's Soma Energetics with Tuning Fork. So I have shifted into using sound in my work. I work with energy. I'm an energy worker. I am a light worker. I am a people worker. So I do my best to have a outside view of what's going on inside, not only with you, but also with myself. And in fact, oh yeah, there it is. There are the points. I was 10 years a certified Access Consciousness facilitator, choir director at Unity on the Bay, which is a Christian, practical Christianity church that works with New Thought. So I'm a graduate of the Sound Intensive workshop with Jonathan Goldman, who's the pioneer of sound. And it's been a fascinating journey. My life has been amazingly packed with beautiful people who I have worked with, musically, as well as one-on-one, as well as in workshops and play shops, as I like to call them, working with sound to shift people's universes, as well as just verbal processing, using the various tools that I've acquired over the years. What healer has not worked on themselves? Heal thyself is something that they tell medical doctors to do, and I believe that any healer, any person who works with people needs to heal themselves. So I've worked on myself obsessively. I wanted to stop the anxiety, turn off the worry. It was really, at times, a very painful process. You guys are lucky because you get to cheat and get the easy way, because I'm going to give you very easy tools that you can use now, like immediately. So, yes, I had terrible anxiety. I had, to the point of when I was performing on stage, I had to literally leave the stage and find a bathroom as soon as possible. It affected my intestines. It was that kind of anxiety that was just awful. I don't wish that on anyone. And if I can contribute to you in any way in easing that, or discovering how to get to the energetic level of where that started and begin to dissipate it, I will do everything in my power to assist you. So we want to look, what isn't working in your life. So you've read the self-help books, but you can't seem to do it alone, and your life barely changes. This is a common thread that I've heard in people that I talk to. And you invest in therapy, and it just seems to take forever, and it costs a fortune, which is, of course, not to diminish the medical psychiatrists and psychologists. If you are already working with someone, please continue to work with them. If that is what you require, then you will know. And if I can assist you, great. And we'll go from there. And then, of course, the drugs they prescribe make you feel foggy and groggy, and still nothing changes. So my work is an addition to what you're already doing. If you are taking drugs, we can work with your physician to slowly wean you perhaps off of these drugs, if that is a possibility. In the meantime, please continue to work with who you're working with. So the next thing I'd like to talk about is how important it is that you make this step, that you take this step to working on you, to being greater and more. And how does this affect the world? Well, I'm going to tell you, have you ever heard of the 100th monkey effect? The 100th monkey effect is a hypothetical phenomenon in which a new behavior or idea is claimed to spread rapidly by unexplained means for one group to all related groups once a critical number of members of one group exhibit the new behavior, or acknowledge a new idea. So basically what that means, what does that mean, Karen? Yeah, it just means that when one person gets it, and then another person gets it, you have a whole group of people who get it, then that behavior, that new behavior, spreads like wildfire, so that all of a sudden everybody else has that same behavior. It's really amazing how that happens. So imagine you making the changes literally changes the world. You change the world when you make changes in yourself to be a happier and more joyful person. How does it get any better than that, right? I mean, yes, you have that kind of power. You are a contribution to the world. I love this little monkey in his meditation mode. That is just so adorable. So the easy way, how do we get there? How do we get there? So you can choose what really works for you. How do we get there? Number one, I'm going to give you valuable questions to get clarity about what you are choosing. I'm going to teach you how to ask valuable questions to get clarity, okay? Number two, how to become aware of where you are judging yourself and kicking that self-abusive habit. You have to begin to be aware of where you are abusing yourself. Self-abuse is not a cool thing, people. We're going to kick that self-abusive habit, okay? And especially stop judging yourself. Stop judging yourself. You've really got to give that up, because it's only making things worse, okay? So, and the third one is how to find what really makes your heart sing. When you're living a life where your heart sings, you wake up and you have a completely different attitude for the day. You are singing, your heart is singing. You are coming from a place of expansion, of total expansion. So stick around to the end, people. Stick around, because I'm going to give you several tools you can practice daily that will begin to shift you into a happier life. Already today I'm going to give you some tools that you can take with you. Okay? So now the question, do you find yourself banging your head against the same wall continuously? I mean, really? I mean, don't feel bad. Most of us do it. I do it. I still do it on occasion. And luckily I have tools to get out of it. So is your mind chatter running you around in circles? Oh my God. Mind chatter has got to be, they call it yama yama, right? Mind chatter has got to be one of the craziest things that our minds do. So the funny thing about this is, have you tried to stop it? Now, the thing is, insanity is defined as doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. You are not going to get different results by doing the same thing over and over, by continuing the same habit. Banging your head against the same wall is not going to change everything. If you're doing the same thing, you are not going to get the change that you're asking for. It just doesn't work that way, okay? So maybe you're feeling stuck. I love this, the cat's feeling stuck. Yeah, maybe you're worried that you're just not good enough for that job, for that raise, for that relationship, for happiness. Maybe you realize you can't do it alone. You need a little help. Well, hello, here I am. It's the universe is knocking. I am knocking at your door here. Are you willing to receive it? Maybe you just don't have the courage to believe in your potential. Well, I believe in your potential. I believe in you, and I know you can do it. Oh my God, and this is the biggest bugaboo of all. Maybe you've been living too much in the past. Oh my goodness gracious. If you're living in the past, then you are living in something that doesn't exist anymore. Now, of course, I know a lot of you are like, well, no, it's as if it happened today. Yes, I know. I have lots of tools I can give you to get you out of that, okay? I mean, my anxiety was so bad. My panic attacks. I couldn't even drive in traffic because I have that thing called oversensitivity. Like many of you, I'm just oversensitive. I perceive people's pain. I know when someone is upset. I know when they're unhappy. I know when someone's angry. And it's like I feel it personally. I know it's not mine, but I perceive it and it's like mine. Okay? So, listen to me. You are not crazy. You can change this. You can change your life. You can make the shifts that are necessary to change. Okay? So no matter how awful you think you are, maybe you just don't know how to get to that place where you're okay with being you. You know, you're not as bad as you think you are. You're going to be following the steps that are proven, they're documented. Let's get this to a day-to-day, week-to-week program that works, a system that works fast. Now, if you can do that, then this is definitely for you. How to get over that glass ceiling. You know that glass ceiling? You know, you think you're going to get past it. You're going to get to the light. You're going to get finally to getting rid of all of this pain and this anxiety and this worry, and you hit that glass ceiling. Bam. And you just can't seem to get over it. You think you're going to get there, and then that wall, it just seems to get higher and higher, and you just can't get over. Now, what we'd like to get to is we want to get to those aha moments. We want to get to those aha moments when you're like, oh, that's what I've been doing. Yeah, I get it. So why didn't I see that? And that's why a mentor or a guide or a coach is so valuable, because they can look from the outside in. You don't always have that viewpoint because you're in your life. When you're in the painting of your life, you can't see it from the outside. You can't see that shadow or that wall that you've built because you're in your life. Okay, so the good news is you've got to stop blaming yourself or making yourself wrong. Please stop making yourself wrong. I've got 3 powerful tools that you can use to shift your reality today. I've got 3 powerful tools. Now, shift, they use that word a lot today. This is an important time in the history of mankind, of the world. We have the possibilities of changing everything into greater, into more. Now, I know you're saying, no, Karen, have you looked at the world? Have you seen the world the way it is? Yes, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, but it is not the only, what you've been hearing about is not everything that's going on. There are a lot of really great things going on, but we don't hear about them because we've been trained through the news and through film to look at the negative because it makes more money. What can I say? So I'm going to give you some tools today to help you to recognize that you can shift, that everything begins with you. Everything begins with you. And when you can start to change, you're going to be so surprised. I swear to God, this is true, that everyone around you starts to change too. It's the craziest thing, but you're going to have to give me $1 because you're going to see it everywhere around you. So here are some 3 power tools for you already. Number 1, listen to what you are repeating out loud and in your head during the course of your day. And I know it's going to take a little bit of effort, but you've got to follow your mind. Where is your mind going? Where is your mind going? Listen to what you're repeating. Listen to what you're saying over and over. Listen, what story are you saying over and over again? Because that's when you're getting locked into your past. Locked into your past is taking you completely out of this moment and where you are right now. Okay? This moment is your power moment. This is where here and now is where you are going to flourish. But if you're already thinking about the future and living in the future, or if you're living in the past, it's only going to bring you anxiety because the past doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's gone. Okay, the next power tool. Say this mantra. This is an Access Consciousness mantra. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. 10 times in the morning, 10 times at night, or as often as, if OCD is me, say it as often as possible. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. I've actually changed this a little bit for me. You can tweak it to work for you. All of life, I say all of life comes to me and my body with ease and joy and love and glory. That's how I say it. But say that one. If this is easier to remember, start with easy, and then we'll talk about you adding things to it if you'd like, okay? 10 times in the morning, 10 times at night. It's like the best pill ever. And you want to know why? Because ease. When you say something about life coming to you with ease, that means that everything that you encounter, all the bumps, all the obstacles that you'll encounter will come to you with ease, so that you can get through it with ease, not with struggle, not with strife, not with pain, but with ease. And if you can already start to get your head out of the old recordings that you have going on, everything that you're repeating, this is a kind of repetition that you want to nurture. Nurture. That is a power word. Start to nurture you. Start to nurture your mind. All right, here's another tool for you. Write down all the things you do easily and that you love to do where you lose track of time. When you write down those things that are easy for you and that you love to do, in fact, to the point of where you're doing them and all of a sudden 3 hours have gone by and you're like, how did that happen? I just started. How did that happen? Exactly. And you lose track of time. Those are the things that make your heart sing. So I want these are like so amazingly powerful. Start here and we'll take it from there. Start here. And if you don't start to see changes, I don't know, maybe you didn't understand me clearly. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. Really simple, okay? And here's an extra one for you. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you choose? If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you choose? What could you choose? Isn't it time? Isn't it time to put you first? Isn't it time to listen to your heart? Isn't it time to leave the past behind? Isn't it time to find a natural way of healing? You were designed to heal yourself naturally. Do you know that? It is your birthright. Isn't it time to tune into the vibration you seek? Everything has a vibration. And this vibration of you, the vibration of you that is so powerful, that is so magnanimously you, magnificently you, that is what we're trying to get to. So how does that sound to you? How does that resonate? Okay? So this is shift number one. This is shift number one. Does it resonate with you? Okay? So this is a Rumi poem. Rumi is a very famous poet from like way ancient poet. Run from what's comfortable. Forget safety. Live where you fear to live. Destroy your reputation. Be notorious. Be more of you. What resonates with you is what makes your heart sing. And if it makes your heart sing, baby, you need to be choosing that, okay? So acknowledge that you are ready to change. Now, even though you don't know exactly what that looks like yet, sometimes when you ask for something, you just have to be willing to receive it, and it may not show up the way you think it's going to, but you have to be willing to receive, okay? So how does that sound to you? How does it sound to you? This is part of the shift, okay? So when one door of happiness closes, another opens. But often we look so long at the closed door, we do not see the one that has been opened for us. Very, very wise lady, that Helen Keller. So we're seeking to grow happiness. Happiness is not just one level of happiness. There are levels of more and more and more of happiness. So what exactly is resonance? Resonance. Okay, resonance is, okay, you have a guitar. You have two guitars, and you play one string on the guitar, and the other guitar plays the same string. So there's a resonance, there's a match in vibration of the same vibration. So when something resonates with you, that means that that vibration works with you. Okay? It's something that gets you going. It's something that vibrates in your universe. It strikes a chord in your universe. Now, you don't have to relive your past to get to that new vibe you're looking for. Let's say you're looking for to change your life, you'd like to create more happiness, but you're stuck in something that happened a week ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and you're not opening your world to a new resonance. So it's just ahead behind that new door, and it's calling you because you're asking for it. Asking you shall receive is a truth. Can you hear it? How does that sound to you? This is part of your shift. You just have to trust your own madness. Now, some of the greatest artists have what is the saying? They listen to their own drummer. They drum to their own drummer or something like that. I can't remember the exact phrase, but you know what I'm talking about. You have to trust that you know. And sometimes it may be crazy to other people, like wanting to be happy, which for a lot of people is an insanity. You don't have to relive the past to get to that new vibe you're looking for. I'm going to give you a session for free, and then we can take it from there. From this, you'll see what resonates for you. So trust that you know. Trust that you have what it takes to change. Trust you. Now, how does that sound to you? This is the resonance. This is why I've created Hearts That Sing. Because it's all about getting your heart out of the bottle and setting you free. So let's start. Let's stare freedom right in the face. This is really what true freedom is. When you can have a heart that sings, then you are getting to that place of freedom. This is all part of resonance. Now, did you know that electrically your heart is 100 times more powerful than your brain? You know, they emphasize the brain so much. It's all about, the intellect. And then, of course, we went into a whole phrase about that. We're talking about the emotional quotient, right? Talking about the EQ as opposed to the IQ. And they said that that was important too. Now, they finally discovered that we have this field, this morphic field, and this field that we have around us connects to other fields. That's why if you're oversensitive, it's no wonder, because you are literally connecting to other people's fields and you're perceiving their energy. So did you know that magnetically your heart is, as I said, it's electrically and magnetically. Electrically, your heart is 100 times more powerful than your brain. And magnetically, your heart is 5,000 times more powerful than your brain. So how can you use the power of your heart to contribute to the changes that will resonate with a happy lifestyle? Exactly. Now, these are the kind of questions that I ask on a daily basis. And in fact, I have lots of tools to open the heart and to get the the awareness and the knowledge of the heart. Now, the heart has these brain cells in it that literally communicate with your brain. Now, talk about communion. Now, if we can get that communion to be at its top, at its best, then imagine the life that you could lead. Now, the anxiety, the stress, the worry, the heartache, the depression, the unhappiness, the grief, the being shy, the being nervous, the being overly sensitive, these are, all parts of our poor hearts and what we've put them through. Now, we've got to shift to use the positivity of our hearts instead of hanging on to the negativity of what this world or what you have bought into as the only way to be. Okay, so there are tools that will resonate with you to give you relief. There are tools that will resonate with you to free your heart. We've got to tap into it, tune in, and turn on. That's what we're talking about. We've got to get out of that jar, get into truly who we are, and get to more of those aha moments. Now, it can cost a small fortune gathering tools to change your life, tools to get you to the aha moments. So we've got to get to changing the frequency, how to get your mind and your heart on the frequency that works for you, to getting you to a heart that sings. So you ask me, what does frequency have to do with anything? Well, my friends, everything is energy, right? Everything is energy. And frequency is literally that tuning in to what exactly the frequency is. There's a frequency for anxiety. There's a frequency for panic. There's a frequency for worry. There's a frequency for love. There's a frequency for joy. There's a frequency for happy. Okay? So how do we tap in? How do we tune in? How do we turn that on? So it's like this, we have this tuner. And this tuner is literally what we're plugging into daily, what programs we're plugging into. This program has this frequency. This bit of data has that frequency. Okay? I mean, this is a really good visual for you to recognize that you are living in literally vibrational frequencies. Now, there are so many ways to shift frequency. You've got the power. Your own voice is a tool. Your voice is a tool. There are so many different ways you can use your voice to shift your world. So we've got this frequency. So when you repeat things, that is literally you are plugged into a frequency that is creating your unhappiness, that is creating your anxiety. So you have to listen for the repetition. I cannot say this enough. Repetition is often how we learn. If you see small school children, they are repeating, and they use music to teach. They use rhymes to teach. Repetition is how we learn. So if you start to plug into where you're repeating in your head, then you'll start to recognize, oh, that's an aha moment. I've been repeating that over and over and over and over and over again for the last 100 years, it seems, which is probably accurate. And you haven't gotten out of it. How do you get out of it? You got to let go. Shift number 3 is let go. Okay? So we're going to literally hold on to what it is that you've been holding on to, and then literally say, okay, I'm going to let go. I'm going to let go and trust. Trust that everything that you've been given as your birthright from the universe, from God, from Buddha, from Allah, from whoever it is that you have consider a greater power than yourself, will assist you, will embrace you, will contribute to your letting go. Now, you can't reach for anything new if your hands are still full of yesterday's junk. I cannot repeat this enough. Let go of the past. Let go. Because in the end, these things matter most. How well did you love? How fully did you live? How deeply did you let go? Buddha. Buddha. And as if by magic, magical things will start to happen. I believe in magic. Magic literally is the ability for things to change. As if by magic, right? From one moment to the next, everything can change. You have to let go. There's the energy of sound that I can use with you. There's the energy of light that I can use with you. There's the energy of verbal processing, of literally using words to transform, the sound of the energy behind words, because there's so much of your life is being controlled by words right now, which is not really the words, it's the energy behind the words that are controlling you. You can choose to transform. You have to make the choice to transform. Your heart knows. Let your heart assist you. Let it assist you. So what's it going to take? It's going to take choice. It's going to take a lot of courage to be that honest with yourself. It's going to take trust. It's going to take will. You have to be willing to change. And you have to love yourself no matter what. Stop judging yourself. Stop making yourself wrong. You are not as crazy or weird or excuse the expression, screwed up as you think you are. And you have to be open. You have to be open to new ideas. If you're not open to new ideas, then this isn't going to work. And thank you for listening, but don't listen anymore. Okay. Enough emotional distress alone. You do not have to go through this alone. There are possibilities, infinite possibilities for changing. There is a new life waiting for you. The old life is done. The new life is now. You deserve peace. You deserve calm, and you deserve happiness. Access your true voice. This is your time. This is your time to shine. This is your time to shine your magnificence. So imagine, who cares about anybody else? You make the choice. You make the choice. It is your world. This is your life. You got this. Let's get there faster and easier. Do not have to go through 25 years of therapy. I promise you that we can make leaps and bounds if you are willing to let go, if you are willing to choose happiness, if you're willing to choose health, if you're willing to choose wealth. All of that will be affected. It doesn't take 20 years of therapy. Tick tock, dun 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 dun. It's like, oh my God, it's taking forever. Exactly. I've had lots of experience. Here are some quotes from some people that have worked with me. Each session I've had with you is unique. The vibration is different at each moment in time with each person, and with you as well. You do truly have a unique gift to be able to translate vibration into sound. Yes, I use sound a lot in my healing. Like I said, I've had years of working with myself and working with some amazing coaches and mentors and gurus, if you will. Okay, so the Karen Jones, the sound alchemist with a healing voice and hands that activate molecular sound healing while touched. This the Access Bar session, one of the techniques I do. I receive from you remains to be pure rapture. I sit in beingness, still marinating in amazing at the splendor of ease and tasting this inner joy. Grateful for you beyond beyonds. How exciting to be all this buzzing and creation. So I had a friend, one of my clients, irregular sleep patterns, family overwhelming matters, and workplace concerns have been afflicting me to the point I would qualify as a certified nervous wreck. So the process of releasing negative energy to acquire positive through the power of access consciousness, which I spoke about earlier, was long overdue, but I never knew it existed, and whoever thought of this was brilliant. Needless to say, during and after these sessions, I have achieved complete relaxation, mind clarity, and especially harmony with my surroundings. So there you have it. Those are some testimonials of people that have worked with me. And people, I say it once again, invest in yourself. And even if you don't choose to work with me, invest in yourself. This is a quick webinar on what I can contribute to your life. There are so many wonderful tools out there. Please continue. If what I'm saying doesn't resonate with you, please continue to get out there and look, because there are so many different ways of shifting your reality, because whatever you choose to do changes the world, and together we can create the kind of world that we'd all like to see. So when you let go and release of old negative habits and welcome new positive habits, your whole life can change. Now, the ripple effect, or the 100th monkey effect, what I mentioned earlier, changes you make affect every area of your life and every person that you come in contact with. The infinite possibilities you desire finally become available. Now, you got this funny thing called the law of attraction. Now, in the New Thought philosophy, the law of attraction is the belief that by focusing on positive or negative thoughts, a person brings positive or negative experiences into their life. So if you think about the fact that we're electric and magnetic beings, the law of attraction is a powerful thing. In other words, your thought patterns create your reality. Pretty simple. You're thinking negative about something, you're more than likely going to see that negative in your world. Pretty simple, right? Your voice is important. You were born with the power. It's in your voice as you speak. I have many, many tools for you to use with your voice and with my voice. My voice has the ability to heal using several techniques. It's amazing. Now, you were born with the power. It's in your heart and your body. Your body is always communicating to you how to improve, what it would like to eat, what it would like to wear, what colors stimulate it. Your body knows what's going on with other bodies. I swear to you, I'm not lying. And I know this may be too much information, but you were born with the power. If there's anything that I can transmit to you, you were born with the power. You were born with the power. It's in your mind. It's not about telling your story over and over and over again. It's working from an energetic place, an energetic viewpoint. Change can be instantaneous. That's part of this new shift that we're in. So another thing to remember is questions will liberate you. Let's ask questions that will shift the energy that is blocking or limiting your life. What else is possible? Do you ever ask that question? We immediately go to an answer about, oh, well, this is the only thing I can choose. This is the only choice. This is the only answer that's available. No, there are infinite possibilities. So what do you know that you're denying that you know? So I've got one extra free tool as we start to wrap up everything. This is the tool. This is another tool you can use. Start using it all the time, because the universe, my friends, God, a power greater than you, has very big ears, bigger than Dumbo. So how does it get any better than this is the question. Ask it all the time. This question alone will begin to shift the vibration in your universe. But don't use it unless you really want things to change in your life. You know what I'm saying? Because things that are bad are not going well will get better, and things that are great will get better. How does it get any better than this? Yes. Yes. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? How does it get? Yes, I know I'm a little bit crazy, but that question has changed my life dramatically. So keep calm, people. In this last hour, we're trying to get you to keep calm and ask the questions and be happy. How to use a few simple tools you can start using today to shift your life. You have the power in your heart, body, and mind to be happy. When you resonate with what works, tune into the frequency that you desire and let go of what no longer serves you, you can reclaim your life. What you need. You need the ability to listen where you are repeating the same story over and over again, thus, once again, reliving the past. Reliving the past. It's like Groundhog Day. Did you ever see that movie? You keep repeating it over and over and over again and never change the habit. That's insanity. Remember Albert Einstein's quote? Repeat this mantra that will begin to change the vibration of your daily life. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. Find out what really is fun for you. What do you love to do? What do you really love to do? That is a gift. We all have been given gifts, and all of our gifts combined creates this beautiful planet that we live in. You need to know that you can't fail. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you choose? What would you choose, my friend? Dear, dear heart, what would you choose? You have a choice. How can I help you? I've set aside some time in the next week to speak with you personally and show you how to apply these simple tools and guide you to the singing heart you deserve. Let's get you out of the doldrums. There's no need for you to suffer any further. I charge $1,000 a day for a day of my guidance and coaching. A small investment for someone who's vested in having a happier heart in relationships, businesses, family, friends, and especially with themselves. But this offers my expertise for you for free. Just schedule 30 minutes out of your calendar, and I will lay out how to use these tools and a few more to start your happiness. It's specifically just for you. I'd like to spread the happy, and this is my way of doing it. So one of the biggest mistakes I see is people try to figure this out on their own. Sometimes you just need to ask for help. You need someone to guide you, to look from the outside in, to give you some amazing tools in the moment, questions that you can use. They oftentimes rationalize that they can use the tools all by themselves. I've spent as much as $15,000 in a single year in courses, trainings, and workshops. I wish someone had offered what I'm offering you to me. It would have saved me so much time and money. Now, the smartest investment you can make is investing in yourself. And trust me, I know that to be true. Now, a mentor brings you great ideas. A mentor can see from the outside what you cannot see for yourself because you're in the picture. When you're in the picture, it's just really hard to see. Now, a great mentor will identify your limiting patterns and help you to shift them fast. Yes, I will help you to shift them fast. Like your head will spin and your life will begin to change and you will begin to have that happy heart that will be spread like wildfire around the world. And we can change the world. We can be the change. You can be the change that you'd like to see. And a great mentor will give you the tools to make life easier. If I had to do it all over again, I would go out and get a mentor from day one. So you have two paths you can choose. Go it alone and spend thousands, if not tens of thousands, figuring this stuff out. Now you can get frustrated and wasting the one thing you can't get more of, your time. So this is the beginning of the rest of your life. And you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, then let's talk. Let's meet. So over the next 5 days, I've set aside some time to talk and see if I can help. Now we'll meet for roughly 20, 30 minutes, and I'll use whatever tools I have available to see what you and your body require to begin to shift. Now this meeting will probably be the most valuable 20 minutes you spend working on yourself this year. So who is this for? This is for anyone who knows they can be greater and more. Anyone who's looking for a singing heart, baby. Anyone who is sick and tired of being sick and tired. And anyone who desires to learn and use simple tools on a daily basis to have a happier life. Anyone who's ready to meet with me and to just say yes. Just say yes. Who this is not for? People that want to keep repeating the same behavior. People who blame everyone else for their problems. People that are closed-minded. Anyone not willing to take the time to be truly honest with themselves. And anyone who does not feel like they are worth it. Well, the hour has passed by. I can't believe the time has passed so quickly. Thank you so much for listening and watching and using the tools that I've given you today. So looking forward to being a part of your shift. And if you're willing and ready, if you're willing to ask the questions, if you're willing to be aware, if you're willing to be more conscious, then I am willing to mentor you, guide you, coach you. Is now the time? You bet your sweet bippy it is. Thank you for listening. It's been a wonderful webinar. Yes, thank you. Yes, I see your responses. Fantastic. If you would like to call me, you can call me directly, 702-769-3835. I don't know if I will always answer, so leave a message. and say, hold my spot. Thank you so much. Have a great day. How does it get any better than this?